Hey there, friends. Happy Monday. It is Lisa with Hand Stamped with Lisa Preto. Welcome, welcome. Monday, Simple Stamping Monday. I've got a really cute card for you today that you might not believe. Simple. Yeah. So, super excited about that. This guy is like in my face. So, oh, the fun, the fun. All right, so I've got a couple fun things for you today. So today is Simple Stamping Monday. I have a really cute project that comes together in a jiffy. And then tomorrow I have a project that's a little bit more involved, a little bit more bigger in scope, a little bit more bells and whistles, if you will. And then the next day I leave for the Stampin' Up! Conference. So I'm super excited about that. I am staying with my friend Julie Selva and she is presenting on main stage. So super excited for her, but I'm just going to go and like learn all the things. So I'm super excited about that. Also 80 degrees in Long Beach, California, which I am not sad about at all. Although lovely weather here today. It was like 60 some degrees. Frank and I got out for a really good walk. But I also have something really fun to show you. And I'm not quite ready to launch it yet, but I want to share it with you. And I want you to be have your spidey senses tingling because I am going to be launching it when I get back next week, but I kind of want to give you a little sneaky peeky. So I'm going to turn my camera around here. So this is something that I have been working on, labor of love to be sure. And so these are some of the ones that I still have to go. But what I'm doing is I am making card templates. I find that one of the things when I work with people about stamping projects, they're like, I just need a little oomph to get going, like starting from scratch. So like no color, no layout, no whatever. And so this is kind of like my little thing that I've been working on to be able to gift to you, and something that we're going to build on as we go forward. But it's card templates, and it's not just a card template. Wait, there's more, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But really easy card templates that you can use as kind of a starting point when you are sitting down to create a project. Again, just a starting point, and I'll show you a little bit about what I've done with these, but I've got them all cut out of cardstock and put together. And so we are going to be photographing these and putting them into a PDF for you. But they're just like really great. Like I looked at like all of the cards that I make that I love. What are the ones that I like go back to all the time? Like look at like if you're doing a card that way, super cute. So I've got all of these, but instead of just giving you a template, I also wanted to give you kind of that finished product, like what comes after, like, okay, here's my template, right? So there is my template, which is a really good starting point, but I'm also going to give you an actual card, a photo of a card using that template. So you can see how I used it as a starting point and then went on and built it out on its own. So super cute. And I'm going to have about 20 of these. And so like, here's one, let me find that one. Like I thought this one was really cute too. So we've got this. And then if we look at putting that actually together, you can see how we created that card with it. So something that I think will be super useful for you to be able to use a template, but then to see it in action. So this is something, stay tuned for next week. We're going to be launching this next week. I'm very excited about it. I just think it's going to be such a great tool, particularly, you know how like you get something and you're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know. Color combos can be really great, but I think getting that layout, especially when we see it blocked off, you're like, oh, I could use a designer series paper here. Oh, I could use a flower here. Oh, I could use an embossing folder here. Super cute. So I actually used one on our project today for Simple Stamping Monday as well. So let me show you a little bit about what we have going here and what we're using. So we're going to be using Paradise Garden and its coordinating set of dies. Now, when I get these in, I don't know how you guys are sewing them lately, but I keep my dies and my stamp set together, and then I just put a little rubber band over them. And so then when I store them, those are always together. So if there's a specific die, you know, we've got some of those really great dies that don't like, they're just beautiful like shapes. Those sit by themselves, but if there's something that harmonizes perfectly together, I store them together. I find it makes it a little bit easier for me when I sit down to craft. I'm like, does that one have a die? Does it not have a die? my organizational methods leave a lot to be desired, but that is something that's actually helping me, and I thought that maybe that would help you too. So we are going to use the Paradise Garden bundle on this particular one, and then we are going to start with this template that we're going to use. So you can see it's got these two black pieces, a piece of white, and then a little bit of square here. So I want to show you kind of what I did with this, how I used it on this particular card to create what I'm creating today with this particular bundle. So many different ways that you could do it, but let's start with this. So let's do some of the focal points first. I think that's going to be the place to start. So first thing I did is I took this, the leaf little embossing folder that is in the new online exclusives, and I just went through and I went and embossed it. I mean, I just love how it's such a strong embossed image. I love that. And so this is going to sit 4 by 3 1/4. So that is 4 by 3 1/4. That is going to be one of the most important parts to make this card work. The next thing I'm going to do is I took the leaf from that Paradise Garden and I stamped it in crushed curry, and then I'm going to put the coordinating die over it, and I'm also going to use this little die that comes in there as well, and I'm going to cut these two out. So I'm going to run both of these through my die cutting machine and get those shapes going, because those are going to really help me build out the focal point on this particular card. So give that a little run through. You know how things are going to fall. Like it is, I would love to see how everyone else organizes their space. I feel like I said, that is the last thing I want to do. I always feel like when I come down here, like I want to be creating. I don't want to be stopping to clean. So that's not that's not the fun part of all this, is it? Although I do know some of you are like crazy organized and love that stuff. But we've got those two images, and then we've got that. And that is going to really be the big part of what we're making. So I've got these two pieces here. I've got my little leaf, so I know that that guy's all done. I'm going to come in and I am going to stamp my greeting on here. And so what I'm going to use is the wishing you a lovely day, which is one of the sentiments from Paradise Garden. And so we'll take that, and I'm going to do that one in pumpkin pie. So we're going to keep just keeping it that 2 color. We've got pumpkin pie here, so we're going to go ahead and stamp that guy. And let's just get this a little closer here. All right, look at how cute that is. Isn't that just like such a pretty sentiment? So we've got that one stamped in pumpkin pie. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take our little flower, and I want it coming out from behind. And so we've got just a little bit that we need to do on there. I did get my handy dandy adhesive back. You guys know I've been using that green glue, and while I do love it, I do not think it is not my adhesive of choice. I like that my little guy. I just like it. I do. So we've got this one. So this is all set. So that we can put over there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit more with this piece that we ran through on the embossing on our die cutting machine. And so I'm just going to come in with my cutter, and I'm going to cut it. When I put it on here, I want it at an angle. I don't want it corner to corner, so I want it just kind of here. So I've got a little bit here, and then it's going to cut on an angle. Now I will tell you, when you cut something that's been run through that embossing machine, you do need to give it a good back and forth. Otherwise it tends to get a little I don't know, it gets a little tricky, I think, to really work there. So look at that paper. Isn't that so pretty, right? So we're going to come in with that as well. And what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this on here so that it sits just like this. So if we look at that idea, that template that we have, we can see that this template sits here. There's lots of different ways I could do this, but I thought it was really fun to take those and sit them on the corners like that to create that image. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere those. Ooh, she is a sticky one. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So I have questions for you guys. When I head to conference, what are you most excited about seeing? Do you want to see like new stamp set colors, new products? Do you want to see like samples that people made? I'm always curious as to what gets people the most excited. You guys know if it's me, I'm going to be like, give me all the designer series paper. I want to see all of that stuff. That's kind of my favorite thing to see, but we're going to see a lot of new things. Lots of scuttle on the new stamp pads that are coming out. So I will definitely be sharing any of that information with you that I can grab there. I know that we're going to get to pre-order a bunch of stuff while we're there. So I'm always excited about that, to have it sent home and have it here waiting for me when I get back. I will be certain to share as quickly as I can anything I have. But I'm just going to go ahead. I put a bunch of those little dimensionals. I'm going to tell you, they are worked so well when you've got all those leafy pieces, where those larger dimensionals, you would spend a lot of time cutting them in half. So keeping those little mini ones on hand, really, really easy. And so we're going to come in here. So we've got our card, and I'm just going to sit this right there. So you can see how it sits just perfectly there. And then we're going to come in with some really pretty little doodads here, right? We'll give us one more little bit of bling on there so you can see how cute that looks, right? And then we're just going to come, we've got a piece of crushed curry. So we're going to go ahead and fold that guy, and then we're going to fold this the long way. This is one of those cards, it probably doesn't matter, I think, but having yourself like sometimes folding in half, sometimes folding the long way, cutting some one way, some the other, that alone can give a lot of interest to your cards and just keep things a little bit more interesting. So we just have to layer that one on. So I'm going to go ahead and come back with some dimensionals. I mean, isn't it a shame to be missing that beautiful piece back there? Oh my goodness gracious. So pretty. So pretty. But yeah, so I'm excited to see all the new stamp pads that are coming out, the new in colors that are coming. There's a lot of fun stuff that's going to be dropped while we're there. So I'm very excited about that. I'm also excited to see like what people are offering in terms of like classes, and that so much of it, and many of us are doing our businesses online now. So it's really fun. I know that there's a class I'm taking about a virtual scrapbooking. And so I am super curious to see that as well, because that, I think, that is how I got into my whole Stampin' Up! Career started, was creating scrapbooks for my kids, and I just loved the coordination, and I feel like it's just only gotten better, right? I mean, everything is the suites that now go together and all of that, so I feel like that's a really, really fun thing to do. So I'm very excited to see what that has to be all about. I was actually at a baby shower this weekend, and the mom-to-be was like, oh, I'm going to scrapbook, like old school scrapbooking, and I was like, oh my gosh, so excited. So that is our finished card. Look at how cute that is, right? And we used it using this template right here. So fun. So all different ways that you could do this. You could certainly do have your designer series paper here and put a strip of something there. This is a square. This is, I don't know, what is that? A pentagon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you guys will tell me what it is. I know it's not an octagon. I know that. But I think that is like such great inspiration, which is just such a fun way to do things. So wishing you that lovely day. So, so pretty. So like I said, super excited. I will be here tomorrow, though. I've got a really fun project that I'm excited to share with you. A little bit more about the templates that I'm creating for you guys and what we're going to do with those, because again, I'm very excited about that. I think anything we can do to make our stamping life a little bit easier, give us a little oomph to get going, because the fun is creating, but sometimes it's hard to create from nothing, right? And so then what we do is we go online, we get inspiration, but then sometimes we end up like, oh, did I just copy that card? Where we do want to have a little bit of our own twist on things. So again, very excited to bring that to you guys next week. I will be here tomorrow, Tuesday, with our craft and chat. But thanks for joining me for Simple Stamping Monday. I'm excited to see you guys here, and I will see you tomorrow. Make sure you comment below with any questions that you have and what you want me to share from conference. I'm excited to do that too. All right, guys, make it a great one.